Soul Garden.
Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition from my webcam to yours. I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together. Well, the sun is in Libra. In fact, we're about halfway through the Libra transit. We'll move from step 13 to step 19 this week. We're focusing on human relations with the sun in Libra, our own relationship to ourselves. We're trying to negotiate peace, and we're stuck in a grand square. But we'll make some progress this week with that grand cross. Emotionally, it's pretty intense. It starts in Scorpio, then we have Love Fest on Tuesday with the moon in Sagittarius. Then it gets really serious again for 2 days in Capricorn. We got to make some serious decisions. Then we're thinking about the future or feeling about the future this weekend. The moon signs most affected are Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. And the moon signs going to the dark side this week are Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Now looking at orbits, man, how our own chakras are affected. The moon, of course, is going to affect mostly the throat chakra this week. That's bringing yellow light to the blue light. It also goes up into the third eye, and don't be surprised if you don't have some crazy dreams. The sun is orbiting our throat chakra as well. So literally, we're getting things all around the throat, all around protection, all around that kind of feeling of choking us up, right? And then Mars is causing heartache to some degree because it's orbiting the heart chakra. So if there's any kind of heart loss, it's a bit more painful than usual right now. Looking at the planets, that trine from Black Lilith up to Saturn means that as you take responsibility and draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you will immediately see old karma cut away thanks to Black Lilith. And Black Lilith moves to step 13 this week, which means we're seeing a whole new reality. Now with the Grand Cross or Grand Square, it will begin to shake loose just a little bit. The sun is out of Black Lilith's grasp, but now is in the grasp of Jupiter. And then at the end of the week, we're going to see the Grand Cross hit kind of a climax. And then, of course, the Grand Trine with Black Lilith, which is saying as you draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you cut away from negative karma, and you move on to your spiritual path, which is a good thing. Zooming in, there's a party going on in Scorpio. Mercury has now joined the Scorpio party. The moon crosses this party this week, and of course, Venus is at the top. So we are focusing on the small details of trust, being responsible on the mid details of trust, and dreaming about the high details of trust. And of course, I'll have all those details of trust when you get upstairs. But before we talk about you, let's grab the Ascension elevator, shall we? And head on upstairs for a bird's eye view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Namaste. Hello, Capricorns and Capricorn risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for the bird's eye view of you. And I've been meditating kind of deeply on what's going on with the planets, and especially for my Capricorn friends out there. Hello, shout out actually to Mary. I just thought of you, so I'm saying hi. You know who you are, Mary. But nonetheless, hello to all my wonderful Capricorns and Capricorn risings. In fact, my sensei Gwen has a Capricorn rising, so I feel so tied, y'all. You know, this is a profound moment, really. I've been thinking about it for the last week since I last left you, and in a way, you know, although the re-evolution, in other words, when Pluto has its Pluto return in the United States in 2018, which is when I anticipate the United States economy to fail and the world economy to burp, and I say fail as in the sense of we will have to file bankruptcy, so to speak, and reboot. This is, I don't know any other explanation of a Pluto return than that. I think most astrologers would agree with me. And what this is going to be a new economy and a new way of doing business. Now, what's interesting is this moment right now for Capricorns, who are the leaders of business, right? It doesn't matter who owns the business. I always say a Capricorn or Capricorn rising is the one at the end of the day signing the check, and so therefore has all the power, at least in this current economy. But in the new economy, there is going to be new power, and it's not going to be money, believe it or not. I'm going to put my reputation on that. And strangely enough, Capricorn and Capricorn risings and their career shifting right now, you're really deciding if you're going to be in the new economy or the old economy right now. You're really deciding if you're going to be a part of the United States of America or Great Britain, because that was the last time Pluto was in Capricorn, was when we separated from Great Britain and became the United States. We created an entirely new economy, and it wasn't based on the pound. So this week, we're moving into Chapter 2 of the Sun in Libra, and this is Capricorns and Capricorn risings working on management. What do you do to govern and manage yourself and your life? What goes into those decisions? What is behind those decisions? And this turns into your overall policy, as a leader. Now, the Sun in Libra moved from step 13 to step 19. That means that you'll have some sort of a breakthrough the first weekend, and by the following weekend, you will feel like you are on your path and moving ahead with career again. Woohoo, says the Capricorns. Now, Saturn in Scorpio is a big part of this. Who am I in the world? Where do I belong in the world? Where do I market my products? What industry do I go for? You're going to think a lot about that this week and think about it twice. Mercury retrogrades in this period. But this week you want to love and trust not to go back where you were and move forward with healing what you have. So heal your existing friendships, but do not go back to the ones that don't work. Venus is still planting seeds for where you will end up, but this is really next month's work, not this month. Jupiter in Cancer, which is the part of you trying to fix the marriage and also figure out marriages and partnerships. Black Lilith says you have turned your back this week on the old partnerships forever. And so therefore, you're in kind of a foreign territory. Things might feel strange or different. Jupiter at 18 and 19 degrees says, decide and act on what you want in marriages and move in that direction. But don't expect them just to show up right away, by the way, Capricorn. I've noticed one thing about y'all, a little impatient. Just saying. Now, looking at the week, the first thing I want to pay attention to is the slow-moving planets. Like I said, Jupiter this week is saying love and trust and move forward on marriage and partnerships. Saturn at 10 degrees says love and trust where you have to not go back in the old social life, but just move forward in your social progression. Uranus retrograde at 10 degrees. This is an interesting one and part of the conflicts going on. This is your emotional life. And when it comes to emotional life, love and trust what you have. Don't change home. Don't change family just yet. It's career. You can't change them both at the same time. And Neptune retrograde at 2 degrees says you need to listen intuitively to your compassion and your thoughts and be self-compassionate to your thoughts. Now on Sunday, there's some sort of breakthrough. The moon is in Scorpio, so you're feeling socially anxious or not anxious, and you're going to have a breakthrough about career or where you want to go on Sunday based on your feelings in the world. On Monday, you're loving and trusting and maybe researching what this is. Emotions are still kind of socially oriented on Monday, and so you're feeling social regardless. On Tuesday, it's Love Fest Day, and for you, it's a love fest with your own God. It's a love fest with your own karma. The moon and Venus are both in the subconscious. Now you're moving forward to try to bring peace and harmony to your career or between career and lifestyle. But in this particular love fest, it's about developing inner faith or developing inner spirit about what you're doing. It also could be some healing from karmic issues or turning your back on karmic relationships, particularly because of all the marriage stuff that you have been doing, right? So this is going to be Tuesday, a private love fest. On Wednesday, it's another spiritual day, and the moon is really still in Sagittarius, so it's still emotionally touring your subconscious, but you're particularly psychic on Wednesday, and so if you want to ask God, universe, if you're making a mistake or making the right decision when it comes to career and legacy, better ask on Wednesday. On Thursday, the universe will have somehow for you to make a decision, or you'll be ready to make a decision. At the same time, the moon moves into Capricorn, so it comes out of the gray and out of the subconscious. Emotions become very conscious. You might be moody Tuesday, Wednesday, by the way, at that moon in Sag. But on Thursday, it's time to decide and commit where you are aiming for in career legacy. On Friday, you take action with that. Both are not hard because the moon is in Capricorn on Thursday and Friday. And so Friday is a very strong day, especially for Capricorn seeking to do business or change their business positions. Friday, you want to move forward with that. And the moon is in Capricorn, so you're in a perfect place to negotiate. And you best ought to before Mercury goes retrograde later this month. On Saturday, this is where the fears between career and marriage come to a head. So with the grand square, you have had fear of ego and marriage, and then career and home family, and back and forth, home family, career, marriage, ego. On Saturday, the square comes to a head between your career direction and how it might affect marriage future. And the truth is, I don't think there's a solution. There's no guarantee the two are going to coordinate together. You have to independently know that your marriage partnerships are on track, independently know with your heart that your career is on track, and let each of them move their direction, eliminating fear along the way. That's my advice for Saturday. But the moon will be in Aquarius, so emotions might be heavy around money, and money might be the excuse to face those fears between the two. Just saying. So now, whoops, I'm getting all my graphics confused. Excuse me. Here we go. So now we drop down to Earth, and afterwards I've got a serious joy toy for you. At Soulmart.me, we have prices and specials worth jumping for. Like the Guardian Agency, our digital network that'll watch over you through email 7 days a week, 7 times a day. Come join our free open house next week. Just navigate to Soulmart.me. While you're there, fill out your date of birth and email address in our custom form, and you'll get 7 days free. No credit card required to sign up. Come on down. And while you're there, you might want to also check out the Orbits Report and Jupiter Gets Emotional. Now just $11.11 for limited time and for immediate download. At Soulmart.me, mind, body, and soul improvement. Parachute not included. Hello, my captains and Capricorn risings, and thank you so much for watching. Now for your present at the end of the show. As I did last week, I call it a serious joy toy. This is a toy, a little gadget for your brain, something to play with, a game to play with, something to bring your inner child out and play with. Serious joy here. And the joy, I think, comes from playing this game. So play this game. It will bring you serious joy. Here's the game. Last week I said, pretend that your baby will turn into a successful career. That if you have a happy baby inside, your career cannot fail. And I said, try a week of being happy to your baby and seeing if your career goes down the right path or down the wrong. Well, this week we're going to add to that serious joy toy. I like to assign a super nanny to the infant. So what I'd like you to do this week is to pay attention to the inner infant. I know this transit is about your career. I don't care. When you go to work, you need to bring a baby stroller. And no matter where you go in the week, I'd like you to bring a super nanny that is constantly looking at the inner infant inside of you and saying, you know what, you need a bottle. She's going to need this. We're going to need a blanket. That guy has bad breath. We're going to need Banaka. All right? So being aware of what the baby's going to need before the baby needs it and bringing a super nanny to the table. That will bring you serious joy toy this week. I'd like to see how you do. Okay, my captains, that's all I have for the week. I'd like to say thank you as always. I have great gratitude for you. Namaste and live, love, be. I get your coughs out. Seen all of that? Like you're like a booger thrower? Is what you are? You're one of those?
Mud pies.
Okay, fine. Mud pies, boogers. Pick your goo. But whatever it is, you're a goo thrower. You throw goo at people. I know it. And you know, I know those little goo throwers. They're always cute. You can see inside their heart is good as they're throwing a spit wad at you. But as the target of the goo throwers, I just have to say, it's not fun on the receiving end.
But we always clean you guys up afterwards. We never leave you high and dry.
Lick you clean.
That's true.
At least I
Strangely
know.
enough, the goo throwers do turn into people that get you high in high school. You're right. You're right. That is an interesting arc of character development in the United States of the world.